Hi everyone, my name is Brad, aka Twin Sticks and Ties, and this is my very first of hopefully many Star Citizen guides, reviews, and content pieces. I'm going to be focusing on reviews, narrative content, and story content, and more of the roleplay elements that exist in the wonderful Star Citizen universe. So if you like it, you find it inspiring, or you just want to inspire me and help me out, a like, subscribe, follow, all that stuff goes a long way. It costs you nothing, means everything to me. So thank you for your support and your time watching. Now, of course, there are a lot of starter guides out there, but my goal here is to present the focus of someone who's played Star Citizen for less than a year and is truly a noob myself. Those experiences as they're going to relate to you either getting into the game or as a refresher if you're just returning. But if you're new to the game and looking to get involved, then this guide is for you. I'm going to be discussing how to buy the game, buy a ship package so you can pledge in and get started, as well as your first few hours in the verse to get off to a strong start as a new Star Citizen. There's also a full written version of the guide if you prefer to follow along that way at my blog, and the link's in the description below. So let's get to work. I want to reiterate that this is a beginner's guide. These are the steps that I first took when I started playing Star Citizen to get me off to a strong start, and they're exactly the steps that I'll start off when 3.18 ultimately goes live. If you are interested in starting and you haven't done so yet, I would love for you to use my referral code. I know we all have this. Here's mine. Gets you some credibility, gets you 5,000 permanent currency to use in the game. So why not? And if you just want a quick step-by-step guide, there's one at the bottom of the written guide, again linked in the description below. So we'll start by getting into how to actually get the game, buy a ship package, and what starter ship you should buy. Now you'll hear Star Citizen fans lovingly describe the fact that Star Citizen has been a long time in development and it operates more like a Kickstarter alpha than a complete game. That doesn't mean it's not amazing. You purchase your way into the game by making a pledge, much like you would with a Kickstarter campaign, but in this case, your pledges are ship packages that you buy that include the game and the ship that you'll start out with in the game once downloaded. For that reason, I usually recommend the AuroraMR. It's one of the starter ship packages. It's the cheapest, retails at about $55 US at the time of writing, and it includes about everything that you need to really get started in a lot of the basic gameplay loops in Star Citizen. Keep in mind that no matter what ship package you purchase, you can buy almost every other ship, commodity, item, accessory in the game for in-game credits as you earn and grind your way up. So you don't have to pay to play in all of those tiers. You can get it in-game, and that's what we're going to focus on. As you browse through the available ship packages, you're going to see a couple of terms that are bound to raise questions. Number one, what does a war bond mean? When you see the war bond tag on a pledge package, it means you can only buy that package with real money. There are lots of in-game or in-store credits that can be awarded to players through subscriptions, events, and other types of things. War bonds can only be purchased with cash, not using those in-store credits. It also usually involves an extended insurance period and some other quality of life perks in-game. The next few are all related to the in-game economy or currency, and those are UEC, AUEC, and REC. Those stand for United Earth Credit, the credits that you gain associated with your account. They're permanent, they'll be with you through every wipe, and they'll be there for you when the game launches eventually live. AUEC stands for Alpha United Earth Credits, the standard in-game currency that's earned in-game, but it's fragile. It can be wiped, reset, sometimes even duplicated. REC stands for Rental Equipment Credits, and these are credits that are used in the sub-game economy of Space Marine and Arena Commander, and these are the multiplayer match modes of the game that exist outside the persistent universe and the regular game world. Think of them as store credit for a rental equipment shop to just try things out in a different game mode. Once you've decided on your pledge or package, you're ready to click that button and get going. You're going to be presented with a pretty comprehensive new player start checklist, so you want to walk through that step by step. It'll get you the rest of the way before you're ready to load up. The first thing you're going to be able to do when you log in is create your customized character. There are a lot of really great options. It uses a blend slider feature to make and morph the facial features that you want your character to exhibit. You don't see a whole lot of their face unless you want to and you're into that kind of cosmetic play, which I am. When it's time to choose your starting city and location, I recommend Lorryville. It's central to ship purchasing and fitting opportunities, as well as a lot of the commodities, weapons, arms, and cosmetic features that are available to you in the game. Orison used to have an extremely high atmosphere that took about 15 minutes to fly out of, so we would typically recommend that you don't start in Orison, but that's been fixed in 3.18, dealer's choice. Ultimately, there are two different ways to bind your character or respawn anyway, so this is not going to be a make or break. Number one, your home home planet. This doesn't change. This is the one you're choosing now. And number 2 is your clone imprint, which is where you'll spawn if you die in the game 99% of the time, and you can change that at any clinic, at any space station or starport in the game. That's ultimately going to be the most important one long term. Once that's all done, hit Enter Star Citizen Universe, and that's going to send you into the Persistent Universe, or PU as it's called. Our early goal is going to be to get fitted out and ready for ship-to-ship bounty hunting missions. This is going to be your early breadwinner. It's a lot of fun, and it's going to be the key that unlocks the rest of the ships in the game or the money to buy them with, as well as other game loops and activities in Star Citizen. When you first spawn in Lorryville, we're going to head straight to Tisa Spaceport. You can look it up or follow the route that I show in the video to get from point A to point B. There's a lot going on. Take in the sights. It's a beautiful place, but it can be confusing and easy to get lost in. The Automated Ship Organization Platform, or ASOP as it's called, is the terminal you're going to see before you head to your ship hangars right outside New Deal in Lorryville, which is probably where you're going to buy most of your ships. And we're going to take a brief pause here to plan out how to fit and load up your ship so that we know what we're shopping for as we head around space, finding the right gear to get us set up for success as an intergalactic bounty hunter. The first website you'll want on speed dial for Star Citizen is a shipbuilder and loadout tool from Urkel Games. I've already created the AuroraMR loadout you'll want if you want to get straight to it. Click non-stock items to cart in the top right corner to create a shopping list of everything you'll need that isn't already on the base ship. Then open the cart in the top right-hand bar and click places under the location column to make them all look like this. What we've done here is list as many modules as possible in the fewest number of locations. Now let's get to shopping for our ship. You might not have enough cash to get the full loadout when you start the game, depending on how many AUEC credits you have available. So if not, just get the guns and the gimbals first, and then get to your first few bounty hunting missions until you save up around 100,000 credits. That's all you're going to need to fit this ship fully. Meanwhile, we're back at the ASOP terminal. Go ahead and click on your stock AuroraMR and click Retrieve. Pay close attention to the hangar that it's loaded into. That's how you're going to know where to go when we get to the elevators. If at any time you forget, you can look around and look for the ship flag icon that'll show you the hangar that your ship is docked to. So board up and get ready to dive into space in your very own vessel. You want to set your course, check the video for a complete walkthrough on how to do that, to Area 18 and refer back to the shopping list and the locations that we created with the Urkel tool. As you purchase and collect new modules, use the MobiGlass, which is the character interface, to fit them to your ship, then delete them from your shopping list in Urkel. That's going to help you keep track of what you've purchased and what you haven't. Always make sure that you store your ship when you dock into a new location, otherwise you won't be able to fit the new equipment to your ship loadout. You want to hit these shops in this order: Area 18, Center Mass, and Dumpers Depot. Banshee Point, Platinum Bay. HUR or Hurston L5, Platinum Bay. Then CRU L1 or Crusader L1, Ambitious Stream Station for Platinum Bay. This is the shortest, most linear route to get to where we began and where we want to end up to start our bounty hunting career, which is Crew L1, Ambitious Dream Station. We'll set a new home base here to work out of. It's nice and close to Crusader, and there are lots of great shops that'll buy the loot that you earn later in the game at top price. All right, the safety's off now. It's time to get to splashing bandits for cash as a new bounty hunter in the verse. The missions that show in your MobiGlass are going to be generated from and based on whatever system you're operating in. So we're going to make Crusader our home for that. Bounties in Crusader are easier to access. The planets are a little bit more user-friendly, easy to navigate, and it's close to a lot of major in-game activities and POIs. All right, we're making our way to Crew L1, Ambitious Dream Station specifically. When you dock there, you want to head straight for the medical clinic and find the insurance terminals. This is where you're going to make your new clone imprint or bind your spawn point to this station. Like I mentioned earlier, this is number 2 in your spawn options, and your clone is going to be where you respawn 99% of the time. Once you're done there, head back to the ASOP terminals, call up your brand new AuroraMR, and get ready to get started. At the time when I wrote the article and produced this video, there was a bug that wouldn't let you always quantum travel straight to Crusader, so check the written version for a quick workaround on that if you run into that bug. Once you've arrived at Crusader, make sure you complete the jump first and you've landed at the gas giant. Open your MobiGlass and go to the Contracts Manager panel. Before we do anything, you always want to go into the Mercenary tab and make sure you have the Call to Arms mission active. This is just going to give you bonus cash for killing pirates, bounties, baddies, everything in between. It's free money, so why not? Then select Bounty Hunter, and you're going to see some entry-level missions for a fee. That's the mission that you need to take to hunt bounties. You got to impress these guys so that they can give you the cash contract. Once you've completed that phase and you've unlocked bounties, look for Bounty Hunter, bounty issued for name, and then VLRT in brackets. This stands for very low risk target, and it's the easiest and earliest bounty missions you're going to get. The more bounties you complete successfully, the more rep you earn with those factions, and the higher risk bounties you're going to be awarded, and the cash to go with them. That's exactly why we've picked a planet and system to work in, and we're going to stick with it. We need to elevate that reputation until we get at least to VHRT, or very high risk targets. So get to your marks, take them down, enjoy the thrill of busting that first mark and getting paid to hunt pirates in the verse. This is going to start you out on padding your wallet with cash to buy the ships that you want, get into more interesting or other game loops, and explore the verse fully as a new Star Citizen. When it inevitably gets repetitive, make sure you check out my blog, subscribe to the channel. I'm going to have a lot more guides on other activities that might not necessarily be the highest earning, but they're going to help you bring some diversity in how you experience the game and have fun in the verse. The written article has a few more tips on how to evolve and make the most of your time in Star Citizen, as well as a point-by-point shopping list version of this guide if you want something easier to follow. You can check that out at twinsticksandties.com, and of course, all the links are below. From this point forward, I am making Star Citizen my sole content focus, and there's lots out there to build on, especially with the new stuff coming with 3.18. So that's it, my first piece of content in Star Citizen. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I would love you to throw me a subscribe, like, check out the stream. I hope to see you around. It means a lot to me. Otherwise, good luck in the verse. Ask me any questions and comments below, and we'll see you in the black. 07s.